Hi, Tea Society. Welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are checking out Tower of God Season 2, Episode 16, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm starting to figure it out. I'm starting to realize what y'all were talking about early on, where you were like, we got blindsided, right? We were lured in by the animation and the storytelling, only to be disappointed partway through. I'm starting to feel it, mostly because we have so many action scenes coming up, and I just feel like the animation is a little bit janky, a little bit, especially even just still frames. I feel like some of the character standing, I'm like, that's a bit of a weird stance. So it'll be interesting, if nothing else, because we're getting like season 1 characters, and I feel like the comparison directly between those two is just really obvious now. In 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, right, we've got the kidnapping happening. Just all casual, like. I also kind of hate that her voice is like so cutesy. I understand what we're going for. It's just unnerving. Magical. But also disturbing. It's a good question. We don't need to shift blame. The unimpressed face from my nun. No one gets left behind. Ooh. Yell some issues. You know what I mean? Okay, I do like the shot of like the close-up with his ring. Speaking from experience there, Kun. Right. Oh, sometimes you lose everything. Yep. He's like, dang it, I understand. I love the shift between like aggressive fighting and standoff to like, I always knew you had a good heart. That pixelated picture? Are you sure? The graphics are terrible. Smooth, my nun. Hello, sweet boy. Oh, so much craziness happening. Everybody coming together. It's still just look, it still makes me sad about animation stuff because we're gonna have we check back in with like Anak and Ran, right? Violet. I just feel like it's not gonna hit the same way because we're gonna get everybody in the room, right? To deal with the Violet of it all. And I just feel like it's not gonna hit the way that I want it to. It's fine. It's not, but there's nothing I can do about it. There's still some like fun beats though, which I think is worth talking about. Like, it's not necessarily like a bad adaptation in terms of what information they're communicating or like the characterization. Like I said in the last episode, the voice actors are doing a great job, which, you know, there's a process between like when someone is recording in the booth and when we get like the actual final product, right? So one of the first things that happens is you get people to like record their lines. So they're all doing a pretty good job with the voice acting of it and like bringing the characters to life that way. They're putting in all of the parts that they need to, right? All the scenes and the moments. I don't think there's anything like critical missing from the scenes. It's just that like I could just be reading the webtoon sometimes, right? Wow, y'all take out so many windows. See, like that shot should be epic, and it's not. I love how they get the little halos. See, I feel like there would have been such a cool way to do that, of like Anna like reaching out for him, and then you see like her hand like dissolve. The like action of that would be so much cooler than the still frame. Yeah, he gets thrown around a lot. That's okay. He's trying his best. Ooh, that was the blood. Right. Like, I don't remember everything. Old friend. Ooh, Saved by the Bell. See, like, the lighting is pretty cool there. The, like, light off of the spear. True. Look, I say like half of Novik's lines are just, huh? Huh? General confusion. Ooh. Cool use of the reflection, though. See, like that, look. Interesting choice to animate this fight. Just trash in this building. I like that the coloring changed there, though. He's just a yiddle guy. I feel like I recognize this music. Is it in like a previous part of the story? I feel like I know it from somewhere else, though. Maybe it's just the instrument choice, the like horns. Interesting the like gong sound too there. Again, the sound design is usually really good with the episodes. Ooh, shiny. Vague. It's like, I don't know, just throw something at it. Go Pokemon trainer. Oh, hello. Unbothered. Good luck with that. Just general, I'm like, ugh. Mom's got more going on than you might expect. Just like Shibisu's little face. Your physical abilities are underwhelming is a lot to just throw out there. Because you're an expert fighter. I bet it would be like super weird though. Because we know that like moving without Shinsu is difficult, right? Like you have to be able to handle like a certain amount before you can even get anywhere in the tower. Have anything to reinforce that punch? Oof. Honestly, I'm gonna be so honest. I forgot that he got thrown around like this. There's so many things that happen during this part of the story that that's what's in my brain. Is all the stuff like later when they're like on the staircase. Mood lighting. See, like that voice actor's having so much fun. I only know the Japanese, by the way. I don't know what the dub is like. Yup. What I say? I'm like, good luck blocking his abilities. He's got a lot going on. Should listen. Didn't drop the honey though. Points for the commitment. True. Yep. You stepped into something you didn't understand. The fact that his head is buried under a bunch of rubble is like a lot. Trust the strategist. Doesn't need it. Interesting. Bring it back, the difference between what you want in reality. Same thing we got with Kuhn and Wangnan, right? Like these kind of like leader types within the different teams. Oh, sticking to the actual game. The fact that Wagnall's just like arguing with a child with immense power and is quite scary. Look, puppets are weird. Okay? You can like puppets. I'm not here to judge you. It's uncomfortable, right? It's the uncanny thing. And making puppets from people, I think we can all agree, bad. Yeah. I feel like that was an appropriate reaction. But like maybe help them? Do something? Be more concerned? Aww. The fact that his like first question is like, did you get to see the person you were looking for? Untrue. Your team sweet and sour. Found family forever. That was not an agreement to keep your promise. That was just staring into somebody's soul. Keep him out of the way. Just in case. It kind of sucks that they just like told us about that though. It would have been fun to kind of see some of that going on. Right? Show don't tell. Boy, isn't it? You don't even fully know yet. Yep. It's just a cool effect though, the like red and black. Almost like monochrome. Look, Shibusa's surprisingly okay with this whole kidnapping thing, and I feel like I forgot about how much she was just like, yeah, of course she just kidnapped some children to take with us. It's a lot of trust to just let somebody point a firearm at you of any kind, right? I don't even like playing video games where someone can shoot at me. Makes me shake. Which I think is the right response. My boy! I keep forgetting that people think that Kyun is dead at this point, too. Do we get all of our anger out? It's a good distraction, though. Why are you still around? Oof. You're lucky she doesn't wear heels anymore. And there it is. But why does he know that name? Put the dots together, my girl. I say it like I don't know what happens. Oof. Good use of the reflection in the goggles for that. Excellent decision there. If nothing else with the animation. I'm gonna be honest, I remember it being like different. Am I not remembering the webtoon properly? But I remember like being on the stairs and it was like way more dramatic because you had the backlighting with the windows. Maybe I just remember it was more dramatic because it felt that way in the moment. I have to remember that I go through the webtoon chapters with a little bit more like meticulous method than going through it with the anime because obviously timing is what it is. But was it just like an animation thing or am I not remembering the scene properly? Because I feel like I remember it being more dramatic. But that being said, I do stand by what I said of I don't think that they're missing out on anything important in terms of the adaptation. I think all of the conversation around is this a good adaptation mostly has to do with the animation quality. And I do think that it's really unfortunate because the rest of it feels like it's there, right? Like the voice acting, the music cues, a bunch of the sound design, like all of that's there. There's a bunch of like fun parts of it. And there are moments where they do really cool things like having the reflection in the goggles or the certain lighting choices or the bringing like monochrome or like different kind of filter things on the visual depending on what ability like Bam is using. There are like really cool moments that they bring into it. It's just that like the action isn't there and like the impact of a bunch of it isn't there. And I feel like there could be so many ways of making this very like kinetic, especially in something like this where there is that feeling of a time limit, right? There are so many moments within the tower where the certain like games or challenges or whatever have to do with like time and the restriction of that. So I feel like making something like this very kinetic and feeling like there's a lot of motion happening because there's so many different pieces, so many different players coming together, so much like stress about who's going to end up where and are people going to find out things, right? There's so many different pieces swirling around that having all these kind of still frames, both in the action and fighting scenes, but also just characters being very stagnant when they're like even just talking, right? Really takes away some of that feeling, that kind of rushed over the top feeling. I feel like there was so much in even just the webtoon where you can feel this kinetic energy because it's like the way that the panels are like leaking into the gutters or the way that it's switching rapidly between like different perspectives or whatever, that it has that feeling of kind of overwhelm of there's all these different things happening simultaneously. And we still have like this like timer feature with the number of people who can go up onto the ship. So I think that it was missing a lot of that in this, which makes me just saddened. But I guess I'm gonna keep Watching, probably. I feel like I'm too committed, but I don't know. It's like, it's making me like a little bit sad when I get to these episodes now. And I'm like, I understand where a lot of people were coming from. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this playlist to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to me next time I post a Tower of God reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.